In this video, we are going to talk about what a ratio is real quick, and then we're going to go over some practice problems. Okay, so a ratio is just a way to compare two different quantities or two different numbers by division. Okay, so usually we say the ratio of A to B. How do we express that as an expression? That's just A over B. Okay, so if something is 2 times more than the other thing, let's say that A is 2 times bigger than B. So if I just translate what I said, A is 2 times bigger than B, 2B. Okay, then we take the ratio of A to B, that's 2B over B, which is 2. Okay, which makes sense. I just said that A is double B. So if we divide the two, it should be 2. All right, notice if I flip it though, B over 2B, so I did B over A here. Over here I did A over B, because I said the ratio of A to B. If I say the ratio of B to A, this is half. So it's inverted, the reciprocal. So the order matters here. So once again, usually we say A to B. So A is in the numerator, B is in the denominator. B to A, B is at the top, A is at the bottom. Okay, and clearly you can see it's the inverse, or the reciprocal. So some other notations of this, besides just saying A to B, sometimes they write it like A colon B. Okay, but these are the most common ways. A to B, A over B, sometimes they write it as A colon B. Okay, so now let's go through some of the problems. Number 1 here says the ratio of 1 3/4 to 2 1/2 is equal to the ratio of 14 to what number? So go ahead and try to set this up yourself first. All right, the answer should be B. Did you get that? So how do we solve this? Ratio of A to B, so this is on top. By the way, let's convert this first to instead of a mixed number to just a simple fraction. This would be 4 plus 3, so 7 over 4. This one would be 5 over 2. Okay? Let's write it like that. I don't know if you can see that on camera. This is 5 over 2. This is 7 over 4. Okay, so ratio of A to B, so 7 over 4 is on top, divided by 5 over 2 is equal to the ratio of 14 to what number? 14 to some number, let's call it X. Okay? Typically, when we solve, this is a proportion, which is in the next section, but typically we solve this by cross multiplying. But before we even do that, we can actually simplify this left-hand side first. If we divide by a fraction, we multiply by the reciprocal. So 7 over 4 times 2 over 5 is equal to 14 over X. Okay, this would cancel, the 2 would cancel on top. We have a 2 on the bottom. So this would be 7 over 10 is equal to 14 over X. Okay, so we can even say 7 over 10X is 14. Okay, so X is 14 times 10 over 7. And then that would be a 2 on top. So this is 20, which we said was B. Okay. Number 2, the sum of two numbers is 14, and the ratio of the two numbers is -3. What's the product of the two numbers? So go ahead and try and solve this one yourself first. Okay, did you get D? How did we get D? Sum of two numbers, let's call the two numbers X and Y. So X plus Y is 14. They tell us the sum is 14. The ratio of the two numbers, so X over Y is -3. What's the product of the two numbers? We want X times Y. Okay, so let's write this as X is -3Y first. Okay, and then let's plug this into here. So minus 3y plus y is 14. So that is minus 2y is 14. Y is negative 7. Okay. Now, if y is negative 7, then x is equal to 14 minus negative 7. And just plug it into right here. You can plug it in either one, doesn't matter, but I'm plugging into this one. So 14 minus y, which is 14 minus negative 7, which is 21. So xy, the product is negative 7 times 21. What is that? That's minus 147, because that's minus 140 minus 7, which is minus 147. Okay. Next, if I can scooch this up, there you go. If 2 times x minus y is 3y, what is the ratio x over y? So go ahead and try this one yourself first. Okay, the answers should be C. Okay, so let's solve this. What is the ratio of x? What is the ratio of x over y? So you want to solve for x over y over here. So let's try distributing this 2 to both terms first. 2x minus 2y is 3y. Let's combine like terms. So let's move this 2y to the other side. So 2x is 5y. So that's x over y. I divide by y on both sides and divide by 2 would be 5 over 2. Okay. Next, the ratio of length to width of a rectangular garden is 6:7. If the perimeter of the rectangle is 78 meters, what is the area of the garden in square meters? This is quite similar to the previous number 2. So go ahead and try this one yourself first. All right, how'd you do? Did you get did you get 378? That's what the answer key says. Okay, so how'd you set it up? So from the first sentence, the ratio of length to width of a rectangular garden is 6:7. So if we say L over W is 6/7, I apologize for the siren in the background if you hear it. So L over W is 6/7. This is exactly from here. A to B, A to B. So A over B, right? If the perimeter of the rectangle is 78 meters, what is the area of the garden? So the perimeter would be, for a rectangle, is twice the length plus twice the width. This is 78. Okay? So we have a system of equations right here. 2 equations, 2 unknowns. So we can say length is equal to 6/7 times the width. Now we plug that into here. 2 times 6/7w plus 2w is 78. Okay, this is 12/7w plus 2w is 78. This would be 14/7. So 14 plus 12, that is 26/7. W is 78. W, as a result, is 78 times 7/26. Okay. So I believe this is 21, because times 3 here, that would be 60 plus 18, yeah. So this would be 3. That's a 3 there. So 7 times 3 is 21. That's the width. We need the length. The length we said was 6/7w. Again, you can plug into either equation, but since I already have L is 6/7w here, let's plug into here. 6/7 times 21. This would be 18. So we need the area, so that's 18 times 21. Let me do it up here. 18 times 21. Okay. What is that? That is 360 plus 18, which is 378. And that's your answer right there. Okay, 2 free response ones. A car travels there's 3 of them, sorry. You just don't see the number 7. A car travels 218.5 miles on 9.5 gallons of gas. What is the car's gas mileage? Okay, so gas mileage. This was actually in the lesson in this book. I didn't go over this. This is now asking you to write the rates. Okay, so you're going to divide two things. So that's why it's still a ratio. You're dividing two things. Car travels this many miles on this many gallons. Gas mileage is miles per gallon. If you're familiar with cars, then you'll know that's miles per gallon. That's what a key parameter that people look at when they buy a car, because that determines how often they have to fill up, and you obviously have to pay for gas. But that's beside the point of this question. The gas mileage, so let's use the units to help you out. It is miles per gallon. So it's just 218.5 miles per 9.5 gallons. Okay, and if you plug it into that calculator, it should be 23 miles per gallon. So you would fill in 23 on the exam. Okay, at a grocery store, 20 fluid ounces of brand A vitamin water is sold for 95 cents. What is the unit price of the vitamin water per ounce to the nearest cents? So go ahead and try this. Should take a few seconds only. Okay, so again, this is a very common thing that people do when they go shopping. Like, for example, let's give me a real world scenario. You want to compare two different brands. You're at the store, you want to buy like a bottle of water. And there's lots of brands of water. There's like the store brand. I'm in America, so there's like Dasani, there's Arrowhead, there's, if you want to go fancy, there's like Evian, stuff like that. All the prices are a little different. Okay? Like, for example, Evian's probably the more expensive one. So if you're trying to go for the best price with respect to how much water you get, you need to find out exactly the unit price. Because, for example, the Dasani bottle might be 16 ounces. That's pretty standard. Or maybe 12 ounces. Okay, let's say 16. The next one, the store brand, might be 12 ounces. So it's kind of hard to compare just by the price of each bottle. So you need to find the unit price, the price of each like fluid ounce, or the price of each liter, or even milliliter, something like that. That's how you compare them apple to apple. That's like the saying we use. Otherwise you're comparing apples to oranges, kind of. You need to compare with the same units. Okay, so that's where this comes into play. So unit price is just price per ounce. So this one, the units might not be as clear as this one, miles per gallon, but you're interested in price. So you need to have the dollar on top over it. In this case, it's fluid ounce. Okay, should be like that. So it's 20 over 95 cents. Or actually, I flipped it. See, this is where the units help you out. Okay, let me restart. This would be, let's just do 95 cents, because it's to the nearest cents, over 20 fluid ounce. Okay, so what is that? That is 4.75 cents per fluid ounce. It says to the nearest cent, so 5 cents. So you would just fill in 5. Okay, last one. Density of aluminum is 2.7 grams per centimeter cubed. How many grams does 12 centimeter cubed of aluminum weigh? So go ahead and try this one yourself. Again, this one should be quite quick. So this one, you need to know that density is mass over volume. Kind of the hints give you the hint there. Mass over volume. They're asking for how many grams, so they're asking for the mass. So we can write mass is density times volume. So the density is 2.7 grams per centimeter cubed. And then this is the volume. So this is 12 centimeter cubed. So clearly the centimeters cubed cancel. You need this, which is, let me just plug into my calculator real quick. You know, I can also do it in my head. It should be 32.4 grams. Right, so this would be your answer, 32.4. Okay, so this was not too bad, hopefully. We're just getting started on ratios. In the next video, I'll be doing proportions. So it has to do with ratios because you're setting two ratios equal to each other. So we'll go into that in the next video. So if you're interested, please look out for that video. And as always, please like and subscribe if you found this to be helpful.